Because, well, Venezuela is a hot topic nowadays because it seems that the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, it's more like a Venezuelan tyrant because everybody knows that in Venezuela, both Nicolas Maduro and Hugo Chavez have stolen the elections past, what, 20 years or so, something like that. Let's say 15 years. Let's say 15 years to be a bit graceful. Breaking. Venezuelan president just publicly surrendered to President Trump. Maduro has now turned in state evidence against the Biden administration, and it's releasing proof that Biden asked the Venezuelan government to ship Tren de Aragua drug gangs into the United States. I'm going to talk to you about this. I know how all this works in Venezuela. I know what was happening in the United States, and I know why. I have an idea why Maduro is making this move right now. I don't think this is in English, but I'm going to listen to this and try to translate at the same time. Okay, this is muted. So unmute.
Querido utilizar la campaña de la administración Biden sobre el tema del Tren de Aragua. Yo sobre eso tengo una posición muy clara. Le digo al presidente Donald Trump, con respeto, pida los informes de los últimos 4 años del FBI y la DEA.
Hey, asking Trump to ask for the let's say all the research and all the intelligence of the FBI and DEA to realize that it's the Biden administration was the one who facilitated all these Venezuelan gangs into the United States. So that would be very easy right now, having control of the FBI if they haven't turned those those documents to shreds. By the way, why hasn't the Epstein list been released? Big question.
De las oficinas en Colombia, para que ustedes vean, presidente Trump, quiénes financiaron, quiénes movieron, quiénes dirigieron al famoso Tren de Aragua, quiénes lo llevaron a Colombia, quiénes lo llevaron a Estados Unidos. Y pidan los informes verídicos para que sepa que aquí en Venezuela nosotros derrotamos, desmembramos y acabamos con ese grupo delincuencial violento.
Well, he's saying the first lie. We defeated the Tren de Aragua. No, you don't. If you're a tyrant, if you're a dictator, if you're a tyrant, you will never defeat any gang. No, you will use those gangs to your advantage. So that is a lie. That is a complete lie. Okay, the fact that those gangs were moved through Colombia into the United States has a lot. Well, it's very plausible, especially because Gustavo Petro is the president of Colombia, and Gustavo Petro is another effing commie MF. Okay, so it wouldn't be that hard to imagine that he was a guerrillero as well. It wouldn't be that hard to imagine that he cooperated with Maduro to get from Colombia those people into the United States through the southern border. It wouldn't be that hard, especially if you also had the cartels in that southern border with Mexico, and you had not only AMLO, Manuel López Obrador in Mexico. It would have been really easy because all of them are the same communist cockroaches. It's very easy. So no surprise in here.
Que pretendió utilizarse desde Colombia con lazos profundos con la antigua administración Biden para traer terrorismo a Venezuela. Si algo se puede decir del terrorismo del Tren de Aragua, extinto Tren de Aragua, es que querían atacar con terrorismo las ciudades del país. Y nosotros lo evitamos, mira.
Is that they wanted to attack with terrorism the cities of Venezuela, and we prevented that. No, they essentially negotiated with them. You know, this is Venezuela is basically a war between factions. It's like a Latino Game of Thrones. Okay, you have the Maduro faction, you have the other faction that we could say that is the Diosdado faction, and the terrorist faction of the gang factions. And all of them, have their slice of the pie. And they decide that, okay, you can have this slice, you can have this slice, and you slice, and we try not to mess with each other, right? And that's how it works in Venezuela, and has worked wonders because, they cooperate with the drug trade and the human trafficking, and of course, hosting terrorists from Hezbollah and Hamas and all these uh, Middle East terror cells. All of that is happening in Venezuela. All of they're cooperating. They're making tons of money. They're stealing all the profits from the oil. And no, as long as we don't have the weapons, then this is not going to change anytime soon. It's going to change anytime soon. So this is going to continue. Right now, why Maduro is doing this? Why would Maduro be doing this? And this is the real thing. Maduro would do this because he knows he stole the 2024 elections. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. It's very, very simple. Everybody knows this. The whole world. Maduro knows it. Trump knows it. Europe knows it. Everybody knows that. All right? That is not a secret to anybody. So he needs to buy some kind of time. He knows that the problem is that Venezuela right now is not that important as many people can want to believe, especially Venezuelans for the United States. But still, Maduro knows that he has to buy time for himself or buy the grace for himself. And he's willing, to expose the previous administration that facilitated all these gangs into the United States. And Trump would say, okay, I have two options. I have the option, the first option is if that intelligence, if that was a fact, if that actually happened, then I can expose that and I can expose how corrupt and even judge these people for treason. Okay, he could judge, prosecute the Biden administration for treason for getting people into the United States. This gangs into the United States. Okay, you can prosecute people for treason because of that. And that would be if Maduro cooperates with Trump for that, then that will be essentially Maduro will be buying himself time because of that. Okay, I give you this information. This is gonna basically destroy some of your political opponents, and you leave me alone for 1 or 2 years. Do we have a deal? So this is the kind of things that you do. This is the kind of things that you do to protect yourself. What do? Maduro, I told you a couple times, he had this problem inside Venezuela. Had the problem of the Tren de Aragua. It's very hard to control. There's people with, very heavy weaponry. And he said, I cannot control the Tren de Aragua. What do? I offer the bosses of the Tren, los pranes, the bosses of this gang, I offer them a deal. I'm going to help you go into the United States so you infiltrate, so you do crime, so you go for your crime stuff in the United States, which will be much more profitable. And maybe you can even collaborate with the cartels of Mexico. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but that's an excellent idea. And Maduro said, okay, they are people of the Tren de Aragua inside these Venezuelan jails, and there are people outside. He released so many criminals of this, all the thugs from Venezuelan jails, and helped put all those people in the United States. But of course, in the United States, somebody had to be holding the door open. And that somebody was the Biden-Harris administration. It's that simple as that. Why? Because I've told you that the more chaos you have in your country, in your cities, the easiest is to control people. So that's how it has worked. And now Maduro gets to get the Tren de Aragua back and gets to expose the Biden-Harris administration. So he basically is winning twice. He was winning in the first time during the Biden-Harris administration, getting rid of the Tren de Aragua. And now he's taking them back. We don't know what he's going to do. He's not going to punish them. That's for sure. But maybe he's going to give them 5-star treatment. And now he has the records of what the Biden-Harris administration did, so Trump can do whatever he pleases with that information. What can I tell you? That as a Venezuelan, I said that I have to tell you that I have to tell you, many people think that Maduro is a dumb guy. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Maybe he's also very well, I don't know, coach, has a good consultants or something, or viziers. I don't know how to say that. So that is what is currently happening. Sadly for us Venezuelans, the Maduro narco tyrant regime is gonna continue for years. Yes, Marco Rubio and Trump have said, all right, we are taking a look at Maduro, taking a look at Venezuela, we're going to be acting. But everybody knows there are priorities for the United States right now. Like everybody knows that no, Venezuela is not a priority for the United States. And Maduro is, well, quite intelligent, using all this, making sure to use all this to buy himself some time. Maybe 1 year. Give me 1 year, don't touch me 1 year, and then when we can talk about this. And sadly, this is the current state of affairs. And wait, Jesus, does Venezuela got a VIP prison? VIP prison. Yeah, it's like those are like resorts. They have everything. Have discotheque, they have restaurants, they have they have the equivalent of Starbucks. They have everything. They have everything inside those prisons, because these thugs could be in prison, but prisons are, well, yeah, five-star treatment. That is a thing. Crazy things happening in my country. I'm going to tell you. Also, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments, but there's also something that I want to remind you that there's this video that I did a while ago called How Governments Use Illegal Immigration to Control You. So make sure that you check out that video. Click in the link right here. So